Hey, what's up? It's Dominic D'Angelo of AdFreeShows.com, SEScoops.com, and OneTrueSportTV.com. Not per usual, I'm by myself, and I will be talking a little bit of the AEW Dynamite. The fallout from Dynasty. Did the fallout go upwards? Crawl back out of the fallout? I don't know. But let's talk about that today. I got a little bit of other news to chat about in regards to things, and we can move on from there too. So let's say hi to some folks in the chat here. We got Dre Owens. We got Hello R&I. Dynamite seemed more story-driven this week. New stable, the Elite Riders. Triple E, Circle of Life is crazy. Last Saturday, a stray I took taken a long time ago who I thought was a cat was fat, gave birth. Oh, was fat this morning. One of my two dogs, Pat. Oh man, very sorry to hear that. Triple E. It's always tough. Even if they're old in age, it's never easy. Animals are a gift. I always feel too that they are always with you, even after they leave this plane. Quick story: I had a husky named Jody. She was, I want to say she was around 12 or 13. I did not get to see her in her last year or so due to a family situation. But she was with me in Philly, everything like that. And just really heartbroken when she passed, when I got news that she passed away. And it's a weird story. Take it for what you will, but I was getting a shower, not in the best of spirits, obviously, after losing her and hearing about her. All of a sudden, I reach in my mouth and I pull out a dog hair. I don't know. I just feel like animals, they are always with you, no matter what. And I have dreams about pets in the past. And they come back to visit you and stuff like that. So hopefully the same is for you, Triple E. But my condolences but congratulations on to the stray that gave birth to as well. So it is full circle, very much so. Devin Darling says, hey yo. What, Willie Thornbrew, can we take the world title out of the briefcase and just hide away Matthew and Nicholas instead? We are going to talk about that. Devin Dowling says it's noon and I'm playing MLB The Show when the kids sleep. This PFL stuff is pretty nice, LMAO. Yeah, I bet. Let me know how the show is. I want to really get it. Usually in past years, you were able to download it if you had Game Pass for free. And I don't think you're able to do that this year, right? So I want to definitely do that and get to. I love baseball. I love baseball a lot. Baseball's been very, very good to me. John Disco says, good day, R&I. Yes, the Wrestling Old Head sends you the best wishes too, Triple E. And so does Dre Owens as well. All right. And Wrestling Old Head, Dom, R&I can't wait to hear your thoughts on Dynamite, and especially that Omega promo. Yeah, let's get to it. So hold on. My landlord is texting me. I got to pay him rent here today. But yeah. So if I take a step back and look at that segment as a whole, and that goes from Moxie's promo to the match he has with the Shibata to the Young Bucks to all that kind of involvement and Kenny. I thought the match was okay. It's just I thought the whole promo and segment itself was I don't want to say lethargic, but it did not hit me. It did not hit me at all. There's a little kind of nuance in how I feel about in regards to like Kenny. His delivery is so different. Now, Robert would probably say it's boring or it sucks or things like that. I don't think it's necessarily that case. I think it's Kenny being Kenny. And I think it's like, okay, you got to kind of follow along to kind of get him and understand. And you have to also like his personality. So if you don't like his personality, you might not like the promo. I like Kenny's personality in how he handles himself in certain ways because it is kind of unique. It's not like necessarily, what you think of a pro wrestler, right? He's never really been that kind of thing, but polarizing, very polarizing in certain ways. So somebody even made the comparison, like he's kind of RVD in certain ways in promo. And I can certainly see that comparison, because they're their own person in a lot of ways. So you had to kind of go along and listen to what he was saying. Some of the stuff he was saying didn't really make sense. Some of it did, and he got to the point of like, "Hey, let's fight," and that's kind of what you want to see. So if you like Kenny, you probably like that promo. I would say I'm like mixed on it. I'll give it like maybe like a C plus, maybe a B minus. And that's Kenny's stuff. This whole other aspect with the Young Bucks and Moxley and everything, no, not a fan. Don't think this was a good follow up. I think this is dragging it on even more. And I know too at the same time, maybe it was a couple shows after Dynasty. It was the show Robert and I did after Dynasty, maybe I guess it was Monday. We talked about I gave the leeway of like, hey, yeah, this the Young Bucks are, for the AEW fans. Now they're not Robert's cup of tea. They're not several fans' cup of tea. Some people like the Young Bucks, some people don't. And I think though for the AEW fan base, I think it's good that the Young Bucks are back. I like the Young Bucks. I like them better as baby faces. But I don't think this is living up to what it used to be. And here's why. The Elite were a certain group of people, right? Kenny, the Young Bucks, Adam Hangman Page, and who else? Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the spoon that stirs the straw that stirs the drink. I think he was in the Elite. He was the added element. He was somebody that was a great promo. Was somebody that was quite much the ambassador of AEW in so many ways. So the Elite being removed from the Elite, it doesn't feel like the Elite anymore. It doesn't. And no matter what they do when it comes to Kenny, when it comes to Young Bucks, it's always the Elite are always going to feel lesser than moving forward because Cody Rhodes is not there. Cody Rhodes is on the other television product. WWE as their world champion, as their face of their company, as their ambassador. AEW does not have that anymore with him. And they've been trying to find somebody since. CM Punk seemed like he could have been that. And I'm sure he could have been. Like he was well on that way. And obviously we know what happened. Bryan Danielson, same thing. Injuries, everything like that coming into play. Just did not work. And there's, now who could be that is Will Ospreay. And like I appreciate the moment Tony Schiavone took during that 8-man tag to make note that Will Ospreay is like going like basically the face of the company. He did make a moment to say that, and I thought that was really good and smart of him. I don't know if that was he just came up with that and made sure to make a point of that. Tony's a smart guy, so I would not be surprised if he did that. But I think this Elite is not the Elite. And honestly, I think they should really kind of get rid of that now. And this has kind of put a really microscope on that this faction needs to go away, just like the Death Riders do. We'll talk about this one report here after I cover the rest of Dynamite. But yeah, I did not like this segment. What did you guys all think? Yeah, so Devon says this here. The transition from Moxie's match to Swerve's match was kind of cool. I like how their action didn't stop between them. I understand that aspect of, hey, let's keep the action going, let's make it fun, all that kind of thing. And I do understand that. I think though, from a story standpoint, it didn't work for me because it's like, oh, Pac attacks Swerve. And then, hey, this match was scheduled later on. Oh, we're having it now? Okay, we're having it now. What is it? And from a story perspective, how is that fair to Swerve? He got ganged up. He got attacked from behind. You're just throwing the match together now? This was just announced? and like after Pac attacked him, that's not fair. Like that's dumb. So yeah, I don't. So this whole opening thing, it felt super underwhelming, and I think I'm more in that camp now too after watching it and kind of like putting Dynasty in perspective and then putting what happened afterwards in perspective here. It did not click for me. I'm not further intrigued by this storyline. I just even more want this storyline to be done with because I just think we're getting the same thing we did with basically we're getting the same thing they did when the Bucks left. It feels like they were kind of in this heelish role, obviously, and same with the Death Riders. So it's like, what is different? This is seems like the Bucks went away and then they came back, and we're getting the same thing. Now, I'm just not. Yeah, this is not doing it for me. No, again, I think this feels like there's no major storyline on AEW right now. There is nothing that really I'm sinking my teeth into. Maybe the biggest intriguing aspect is what we're getting from the Hurt Syndicate and MJF. But otherwise, I'm like, what is your storyline? What is making me want to tune in and week out here? I think this is an ongoing issue. Um, we'll touch upon Hangman too here in a second. Um, I have my thoughts on that as well. But let's continue going, taking a look at what we had on Dynamite 2. I mentioned the Shibata Moxie match. I think this was a cool, intriguing matchup, but it ultimately is having a direction of where the Death Riders are going with the ops. But like Mox just defeating Shibata. I don't know. You shouldn't have him fight somebody right on the after he had the world title match, and this is a non-title match. So I mean, it was a good match, but it's just not for me. And then we had Swerve defeat Pac. Pac was apparently hurt, and he gets the pinfall win. So best wishes to Pac. Hope he's okay. I think I did see a report regarding Pac. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick, though, just for the due diligence of it all. Looking. Glad I was prepared. Can't find the reports. Let's see. Yeah, I think Pac's okay from what. Let me see. I think this is on my website, SE Hoops. Here we go. Pac injury update following AEW Dynamite. Let's take a look here. Pac may be facing another injury. This is credit to my boss, Michael, who wrote this. Pac may be facing another injury setback following his match against Swerve on Wednesday's Dynamite. The bout ended after Pac appeared to suffer a legitimate injury to his right ankle or foot. After the show, Pac was reportedly seen leaving the arena on crutches, according to PW Insider. This could signal another hiatus for Pac, who only recently returned in March in an extended absence dating back to July 2023. Yeah, I mean, the injury bug hits everybody, and it hits Pac quite a bit. It's unfortunate. So, it's been an inconsistent presence since he's basically started in AEW. It's a shame. I like Pac. I think what he was doing was really clever and good, as a solo act. And I think there was more to it that you could have done with it. But unfortunately, injuries, time away, it all really takes away from that. And it seems like we're going to get that again here coming up. So best wishes to Pac. Hopefully he's doing all right. So we had that up next, though. Going back to my results page, we had the 8-man tag, fun match. Just so look, MVP of all this, I think, is Ricochet. Ricochet is cooking. He's cooking right now as a heel. He's doing great, obnoxious, chicken-esque heel work. It's really good stuff. And so, like that moment where he took the attempt to jump on everybody on the outside and landed on his feet and then got the head slap. I liked it. And kind of too, in the same turn, you're getting the baby faces together. You get Will Ospreay, you get Mark Briscoe, you get Kevin Knight, you get Mike Bailey. So I think that's a cool added addition to it all. I do think in the same light, you have such a ragtag team assembled on the other side. Ricochet. Uh, what is the name of that group with Action Andretti and Leo Rush? I don't know. The Koopa Troopas, they have the spikes on them. I know that's not what they are in the Mario Brothers, but and then you have Beast Mortos, who isn't he a part of Los Ignorables? Like with Jake the Snake and Roosh? Why is he with them? What happened to that group? What the heck? And then on top of it too, I'm not the biggest fan of Mortos getting the pinfall loss. Like this guy always loses. He loses. Lance Archer always loses. What is going on here? Let's just like fix this kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's, yeah, I'm just very frustrated by it. Boy, we're getting some good suggestions here. We'll address this in a little bit here. Some of your comments. I like what everybody's cooking up here in the comments. Cooking up, if you're cooking up and it's hot in your kitchen, you might start sweating, and you know what? You might start stinking. And you know what? WrestleMania is right around the bend. Las Vegas, boy, it's going to be hot there. People are going to be sweating. I think people are going to be stinking. You don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be one of those people. And you know what? I'm not going to be one of those people because I am going to bring my Mando. That's right. This episode is happily, gladly, very honorably sponsored by Mando. Mando, I love it. I love the product from several of their types of products. I love their bar of soap. I love the deodorant stick. I love the spray. The spray came in handy yesterday. I had to get up, go to my shoot job. Boom, sprayed myself down real quick. I didn't worry a thing about, anything like that. I smell good. I smell great. And it wasn't overpowering. That's the nice thing about Mando is that it's a low-key adult scent. How's about that? Adult scent. It's not the Axe body spray. It's not overpowering. It's not feels like you're going clubbing with the bros. You feel like an adult with Mando. And I feel like an adult wearing Mando. I feel confident with Mando. And you will too. So Mando is so great. And I really like it's such a great product. It really is. What they deliver, the starter pack is key components. And it was all formulated by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and it's clinically proven to block body odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. So how about that? Like I said, the solid stick deodorant formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts in the spray deodorant, aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. Yeah, we mentioned it plenty of times. It's also baking soda free and paraben free. So be sure to get Mando's starter pack, and it's perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant. Boom, what I mentioned. I'm a big Mount Fuji fan, by the way. Cream tube deodorant. I still have that, and I still haven't used it yet. So that's my, I'll give you my assessment on that as well. And 2 free products like mini body wash and deodorant wipes. The deodorant wipes are great too, by the way. I went through those real quick. If you can, I recommend adding the bar of soap onto your end. But it's free shipping too. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Just use code RUMOR. That's code RUMOR at shopmando.com. SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them that Rumor and Innuendo sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Yeah, love Mando. Mount Fuji for life. For life. All right, let's continue on here. I'll be sure to get your guys' comments and questions here at the end of the show. I definitely have to wrap up here soon, though. So let's take a look, though. What else do I want to take away from this? So, yeah, I'm going to cover some aspects of Dynamite here. Look, another fascinating story is FTR turning heel. Did we get any of FTR turning heel? They did a recap of it, but we didn't get anything from FTR. Nothing. No follow-up, no anything like that. So one of the hugest storylines that you had on the show, on your pay-per-view, was not really followed up on. You got to wait till Collision to tune into that. I understand trying to give you the aspect of tuning into Collision, but you got to give something else. Also, hindsight's 2020, but you had Anthony Bowens return to defeat Max Caster on 0 hour of Dynasty. I honestly think you want to give some incentive to tune in to Collision. Like, you should have maybe had that Bowens match take place on Collision and Bowens and Caster. If you advertise that, like, that's pretty intriguing. Like, this long love tag team has broken up. Max Caster's been on his own now and been, saying he's the greatest wrestler alive, best wrestler alive. And now that Anthony Bowens is back, you have that match. That's something more that you can do on here. Like, I think it's a missed opportunity. Like, or you hype it to like one of your big TV quote unquote pay per view shows. It's not pay per view, but it's a big TV event show like a Fighter Fest or whatever. But to put it on the 0 hour, I'm really questioning that now. And so there's some other takeaways. We had Chris Statlander defeat Thunder Rosa. Okay, good match. Never like to see Thunder Rosa lose, and just like that. I think there's so much more potential and ceiling for her. I think AEW's really mistreated her in the role that she's in. I think there's so much more to her, and it's unfortunate they don't make the most of that. But they have such a stacked women's division. It's time to pay attention to it a little bit more. Tony Storm on commentary, I thought was good. Funny, making the popping the commentary team on there is always funny, and she is good. I just like, there's got to be a little, like, you have that match on there. There just feels like there needs to be more. Feels like, I don't know. There's just something that is not with me on that. So, what else? Oh yeah, Hurt Syndicate, MJF loved it. Loved that segment. Thought they were good, all good together. Like the direction they're going. And I think that is the most intriguing aspect right now of AEW, is that storyline. So there's some interesting suggestions here as who might join MJF against the Hurt Syndicate. Wrestling Gold, that says MJF, Hammerstone, and Josh Alexander. That'd be interesting. Josh Alexander would kind of make sense, right? It's unfortunate. Well, Alex Hammerstone is back in MLW, Major League Wrestling. But like, that faction that MJF had with Hammerstone and Richard Holiday, the Dynasty, was amazing. Well, one of my favorite factions in recent memory, it was that. So I would love to see the Dynasty come back. Josh Alexander, though, would be a good fill-in for that, because he adds that kind of complementary adversary that somebody like a Shelton Benjamin or even a Bobby Lashley would go up against. Like, he adds that wrestling credibility to it all. Trey Owens also says Josh Alexander should join Don Callis. Perhaps that's not a bad one either, joining the Don Callis family. He did mention that Don Callis did mention that he's looking for another person because they've suffered some injuries. So who else was I? Kate from Fightful brought up Duke Hudson. I think Duke Hudson would be a great fit for that too. I think you could do something with him. I always liked him in NXT and thought there was a higher ceiling for him as well. Rick Smith says 2 of the worst storylines are the Bucks taking over and the Death Riders taking over. What's next? Someone helping them in a devil mask? Yeah, right. Jeez, oh man. We did have an appearance from the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole with oh my god, I almost said Bobby Fish. It's not Bobby Fish. It's Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Good to see them on Dynamite. I know Robert's not the biggest fan of them in regards to their personalities, but try to maybe have them do something. I don't know, get them in the mix of getting rid of the Death Riders. How about that? Do something. Just do something. Yeah, Wrestling Old Head says they completely dropped the ball with Bowens beating Caster on the pre-show. Those are homegrown AEW talents that have gotten themselves over organically with no machine behind them. Yeah, completely flabbergasted with how TK is not taking advantage of Caster and Bowens' connection with their audience. I don't get what he doesn't see in them. I don't either. Well, I think he does see something in him. I just don't think Tony is executing it in the proper way, because if he didn't see anything in Bowens, why would he give him Jane's Addiction for his theme music? Licensed music for him. So I think he does see something in him. I just don't think he's executing it right. To your point, Timothy Thatcher should join Bunkhouse too. He's involved with WWE, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I love Tim Thatcher. He's awesome. So yes, second time Adam Cole tried to get Paragon over as their stable name. Listen, I'm fine with it. Try to do something different. Undisputed Era. Let's move on. Undisputed Kingdom. Let's move on. Let's just get something going. That's again to my point about the Elite. So, yeah. Anything else I wanted to say upon? So we did get Samoa Joe and Hook. They get the win over the Death Riders. Death Riders do some damage to Hook on a chair. Devastating spot with Claudio. And then Hook, Samoa Joe basically challenges them for a trios titles match. So that's how the show closes out. Don't know. Just want this storyline to be over with. Not into it. I love Samoa Joe. I love the Hook. And, I like Shibata too. Let's just move on. Let's move on. I'm over it. I checked out of it. They got to do a lot more to make me intrigued in this. Yeah, and Devin Dowling says, Omega, Ospreay, Swerve, Joe, Hook, and Shibata versus Mox, Claudio, Yuta, the Bucks, and Blood and Guts. Perhaps we get Hangman, I think, maybe in that mix there. It seems like that will do that. I'll add this, that I think the segment between Nana and Hangman, I thought's good. I think Hangman should be hitting different notes when it comes to not the yelling. You don't get that from me. You don't get that from me. We keep getting that kind of tone and stuff like that from him. I think he needs to change the range up a little bit. Get quiet. Get Jake the Snake quiet. Say some other stuff. I don't think you need to be constantly yelling and things like that. Maybe that's just me. I like it. The aspect of, hey, this still lingers in my head. Swerve stalked his kid in a crib. It's hard for me to get past that, I think. It's just hard for me to get past it. I don't know. It is. So Megan Bain still going after Tony, or does TK banish Megan? Hopefully he keeps her going. Hopefully she gets the win. I think there's more aspect to having Tony chase the title and be the champion, to be honest. So, okay. Real quick, I do have to promote something I very much like and enjoy, and that is Turtle Beach. Yes, Turtle Beach. I have the Stealth 700 headset. If you saw me yesterday, I put it on. It is great. I mean, Turtle Beach is the premier video game equipment brand there is, and for good reason. This is my first Turtle Beach product I've tried, and wow. If I had the money beforehand, I would have definitely invested into stuff. And if I knew I gamed a lot too. And I'm a gamer, but I don't game a lot anymore because of all the work I have to do. But I still like doing it. I use it as a social aspect. And guess what? The headset works great. The Stealth 700 is awesome. I communicate with my buddies on there while I'm losing horribly at Fortnite. And the audio is great. The comfort is great. The handles on the side is so awesome because you can adjust the volume of who you're talking to or the sound of the game on there just by turning a little knob on there. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. Stealth 700. And Robert and I have a special offer for you guys. Head to turtlebeach.com and use code RUMOR for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com with promo code RUMOR. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. That's 10% off. So, and they got high quality equipment. You can't beat it. They're the premier name in video game equipment. And we're happy to have them as a sponsor this week. So I do not Twitch stream Devin Dallin. I am too novice to do any of that. But maybe at some point we can get something like that going. All right, guys, that'll do it for me today. You'll see me tomorrow. Robert will likely be back tomorrow too. He just recorded a new episode of Working Stiff, and I'll get that posted today too. So be on the lookout for that. Tonight, RVD and I are going live at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. RVDTV.com. Join us. Have a good time. Rob and I always have a great time. There'll be a lot to talk about because Rob just returned to the pro wrestling ring. He was in Major League Wrestling at Battle Riot 7, just like Hammerstone was. So we'll have a lot to talk about. I want to get his thoughts too on Charlotte and Tiffany, certain aspects when it comes to that. And there's still always that feedback we're getting from the John Moxley but spiked bat spot. So tune in, rvdtv.com tonight, and join me tonight. And then I'll see you tomorrow here on Rumor and Innuendo. Everywhere you can get your podcast on Spotify or Apple. Give us 5 stars. But you can catch us on the ad-free YouTube channel, Working Stiff YouTube, Rumor and Innuendo YouTube, the wrestling, oh my God, WWE Creative _ish X account, the Dominic D'Angelo X account, and SEScoops.com X account. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to all the listeners and the regulars. Really appreciate the feedback. You always guys give good insight, and I love to hear your guys' perspective on stuff. So, all right, that'll do it for me. I'll see you tomorrow. Best of luck in your future endeavors, and I got to go pay my rent. See you later.